Nau mai, haere mai, piki mai. Ko manaia te maunga, ko wairua whakatū te awa, ko Fatima te roto, ko Highland Lass rawa, ko Charlotte Rose ngā waka, ko Ngāti Pākehā te iwi. Ko Laurel Howard, tōku mama, ko Ted Tangi, tōku papa. Ko Ken Burt, tōku rangatira hoa. Ko Siobhan Lonsdale, tāku kōtiro, ko Marcus Lonsdale, tōku mokopuna. Ko Owen Johnston, tōku ingoa. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Thank you so very, very much for expressing an interest in my research. Hugely appreciated. As you can tell from my mihi, I've been around a bit. Born in Nelson, lived in Whangarei, did most of my schooling in Wellington, trained as a teacher in Hamilton, at Hamilton Teachers College in the days before we came out with degrees, taught in intermediate schools in Hamilton, then moved to Christchurch where I finished my bachelor's degree and trained racehorses for a while. Then I got into special education, taught at Templeton Centre, did my diploma in special ed, back into the mainstream, and then I won a job in Central Hawke's Bay as guidance and learning unit teacher. During that time, I put myself through my master's degree, missed the kids, went back into the classroom after, so it was about 5 years, became DP and then was principal at Waipawa Primary School for about 7 years. Had a few issues with the Board of Trustees and thought I don't need this. So I went to Waipukaro Primary as DP for 7 or 8 years. When I was principal, I did my postgrad dip ed admin. 4 years ago today, I moved back to Wellington. 2 years ago, I started on my doctorate. I'm one of the inaugural EdD programs out of Vic Uni. So I've been working away for 2 years while teaching full-time. I am a classroom teacher, I'm a DP, I'm a SENCO, I've got the ICT role, you name it, I'm doing it. Teaching MLEs, all sorts of things. My research is on older, struggling readers. It's where my passion lies. So I thought I'd tell you a little bit about my research this way to make it a little bit easier, and excuse my great technology, but it's quicker and easier. So my research is quantitative, which is very, very unsexy at the moment. Most people do qualitative research. I've chosen quantitative for a reason. It's quasi-experimental, it's scientific. I need over 90 students, and I've just been blown away with the enthusiasm and interest so far. And they'll be split into 3 groups. So the 3 groups, the first group is a control group. And all that will happen with them is assessment. So there'll be PAT reading comp. Most of us do that anyway. STAR, but only the vocab section. Martin and Pratt, a non-word assessment. It's a 1-to-1, but it doesn't take long to do. There's a student survey, which again is very, very short. There is a fluency video. If you can flick me the videos, I'll code all of that. And there's a teacher survey. I'm using a survey that's already been devised by Massey University, Professor James Chapman, who is also acting as a not a supervisor. He's helping me with a bit of advice, and his survey is one of teacher literacy, knowledge and efficacy. So that's it for the control group. There was assessments scheduled terms 1, term 2, 3 and 4. So sorry, if you're in the control group you get more assessments and not much more. Although I've got ways that this can be your teaching as inquiry quite easily. And at the end of it, if things have gone well, I'll give you all the PD. Intervention 1, next group, has a word level focus, and in terms 2 and 3 the intervention proper runs 4 15-minute sessions each week over the 2 terms, plus all the assessment bits and pieces. I will guide you through this. It is not a program, it's a lot of PD and what do your students need. I'm not saying, on Monday we are going to do this and Tuesday we're going to do that. Doesn't work like that with these kids. Some of them have gaps in different places. Intervention 2 is control group stuff, the word level stuff, plus you need access to a large screen and interactive whiteboard, TV, Apple TV, Chromecast, something like that, and an Amazon account, because it's the way you'll do your teacher read novel to the students. Yes, all kids will have access to that, but I'm only worried about the data of those students who are older struggling readers. So they're the ones who were classified as below or well below on their end of 2018 data as submitted to the Ministry of Education. So the next step, if you're still interested, then please send me an email to this account and I will send to you an information sheet for you and a consent form. I'll also send the information sheet and consent form for your principal, because I do need to access student management systems to get the information such as gender, year group, age, ethnicity, iwi affiliation, if any. I will need number of schools attended, attendance data, lots of those sorts of fairly boring demographic bits and pieces, any diagnoses that students may have. If that all comes back to me, then we do need to get parental or whānau consent, but that's the next step along the way. Once we get started, then I'll assign the groups, because I need to make sure from that initial data that we have groups that are pretty evenly spread. We don't want a group of all Māori boys and a group of all Pacifica girls. We've got to get that demographic spread and spread as much as we can so that all groups are even. How will I support you? I'll be doing fantastic videos like this. Eek. You don't know how many times I've done this actual video before I've got something that I'm even half happy with. Emails, Skypes, any way I can. I would suggest strongly you use it as you're teaching as inquiry, even the control group, because I think the survey, you'll be going, oh, there are some things here that I now know I don't know. And this is a huge learning curve. Look, I've been reading up on reading for the past 2 years solidly, and I'm still learning heaps. So I'm here to support you. If you are keen, please send me that email and I'll send you all the data. If you have decided at this point, no thanks, Olwen, this is not for me, well, that's fine. Thank you for taking the time to look at this, and good luck with your journey. Apart from that, it's ka kite anō, and I hope to hear from you soon.